Harry,
Good to see you, mate.
welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Officially the first guest in the chair. Right, I appreciate you coming down. It's been a long time coming. We've done our featured on your podcast 3-4 years ago now.
Yeah, probably 3 years ago, I think.
Long time.
Yeah.
And it was, I know me and Rich were talking, we were setting this up, that the sort of guests I wanted to get on, and your name was definitely top of the pile because we're all similar sort of mindset. I mean, we're all going through the same journey. The kids have affected the hair a little bit, so it's great to have you here. I appreciate you coming down.
Thank you, mate. No, thanks for having me, mate. It's a pleasure, especially as the first guest. What an honour it is. And yeah, pleased to be here, mate.
So what can I do for you today?
Okay, so I think we'll go with the look that I've been rocking a lot recently. Obviously, I don't have that big beard anymore. I go with like a 1 or 2 on the sides.
Yeah.
I was going 0 on like the beard, I mean.
Full tash.
But that's, a bit too Ned Flanders.
Yeah.
So we'll go with like, I think grade 2, and then if it's still a bit too ratty, we can take it down a bit more. And then the tash these days, I used to like brush it to the side again, but I've been just trimming like the bottom, which has been a bit of a game changer.
Yeah.
In terms of like making it look a bit better. So we'll do that on the face and then just go clean on the top, mate.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think what we'll do with the top as well is, I mean, it gives you something to talk about your audience with. I know your audience is, we'll dive into that in a sec, but a bit of knowledge for guys that are going through the balding stages and different lengths and different looks. We can always go through the different clippers, show what lengths are the best sort of looks, and yeah, it gives you something for your audience. And
yeah,
it gives
nice.
us something cool to look on here. With your beard, what I would generally tend to do with someone that's shaving the sides down or going full bald on top, where you're going a 2 on the sides, we'll bring a little fade in just to tighten it up a bit.
Yeah,
just
nice.
to make
That'll
it look
be
a bit tighter.
A first for me, I think.
Never had it?
Not really, no. I usually
fresh
just,
fade.
a bit wild man on the beard. So yeah, I look forward to that.
Nice. Let's get into it. Cool. So we'll start with the 0 first. Just your normal.
Take the bulk off.
Everyday clippers, a bit of bolt removal. And then, we'll go through shorter and shorter, get you a desired look, and we'll go from there. In your stats a couple of nights ago, you're on 222,000
on YouTube.
Subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, mate.
26,000 on Instagram.
Yeah, it's wild, right? I think maybe last time I was here, it was probably more like, was it 100? Not even.
I think it was about just over 100, was it?
No,
so it's going well.
It's going well. Obviously, that shows there was a need for it, I think.
Yeah.
You know, especially it being like quite a taboo topic.
Yeah.
It's like one of those awkward things that you don't want to address, and to subscribe to a YouTube channel that's like fully about it is
exactly
quite a thing. So no, mate, it's been incredible, really, honestly, like the community, which is what it is, really.
Exactly that.
Being the size it is, it's good, it's probably what I wanted it to be, which was the best resource for that type of thing online. That was kind of like the goal in the back of my mind, and I'd say we're pretty close to achieving that. Yeah.
Wicked. Great to hear. So on the face of it, you come across as quite a confident guy, rocking obviously the baldy, you're growing confident with it. Was it always the case, or is it something you've had?
What, being a confident guy or being confident being bald?
Being confident being bald. So when did your hair loss journey start? Did you just sort of embrace it, or was it something you
Okay, right. So the origin story, right? No, dude.
Yeah.
I did not fully embrace it straight away. It was like, the origin, like obviously, first found out I was losing my hair 25, like the latter stages of being 25, right? By chance, I was filming for a different project, and then I just recorded the top of my head. And just like when I was playing it back, I was like, what is that? And there was this little patch, at the back of my head. Not, dare I say it, not too dissimilar to your own.
Yeah.
And dude, I just totally freaked out, because at that time of my life was going seemingly too well, clearly, right? So it had to change.
So would you say your hair was quite a big part of your appearance?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think, I never really paid too much attention to my hair necessarily. Like, tried a few different styles, had that little emo phase, grew it long.
We've all had the fringe.
Yeah, had the fringe, had the sort of high and tie, went into like the whole military cut for a while. I did loads of it, but it was never like, oh wow, man, you've got amazing hair. But I suppose like it played a part in my appearance overall, which I was I mean, how do you not sound cocky? I was satisfied with how I looked, right? You know,
I was an absolute stud when I had my hair.
I was satisfied, and especially being out in China at the time, you know, which I obviously
You was out in China when you started losing.
I was living out in, yeah, that's where I was. Yeah, living out in China. I'd been there for about 3 years at this point. And yeah, like that look that I had, just the sort of short on the sides, bit of a longer, the Joey Essex, you know,
Yeah, 'cause
bit of a longer on top.
I've seen the look, so you had it like sort of quiffed up.
Yeah, quiffed up, salt spray in there, you know, on the reg. And it did me wonders, mate. It did me wonders, you know. It was a good ego boost. I got complimented on it. But I think what I'm trying to say is I didn't have like an unhealthy attachment to my hair, like some people might have. Like, right, without this, I'm not, you know, essentially written off. Although I did kind of think that, but not necessarily just because I loved the hair so much. So, yeah, dude, just rocking the normal sort of, I don't know, your average hairstyle, right? And then found out it was going at the back. And I think the reason why it caught me by surprise is because I sort of just for some reason assumed that your hair only ever starts to fall out of the front. You know, the receding hairline.
You went at the back before you went at the front.
I went at the back before it even started to crumble at the front even remotely.
So it's something you didn't even really notice was happening.
No. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, my dad's lost his hair pretty young.
Yeah.
You know, my uncle bit later on, but you know, all of the men in my family, like literally every single one, is got pretty bad hair loss. You know, like they've pretty much lost it totally. So I knew, like, right, it might come for me, but I would, I don't know, maybe twice in my life, just like pull the hairline back and be like, right, are we sorted here? Are we good? And I'd be like, yeah, we're fine. So the hairline was solid. So that's why I think it really just caught me off guard more than anything.
Yeah.
And especially I was, like I said, 25, just turning 26. I'm sure the story was that my dad was like 22, 23 when he started losing his hair. So I had also thought, well, I've beaten it then, because I just assumed it would happen in exactly the same way it did for him.
Well, that was it. One of the dreaded picture, haven't we, where someone spotlights the back of your head and you think, oh, it's coming for me.
Yeah, mine was the video, right? But I was terrified of someone actually pointing it out to me, like, are you losing your hair? And I had no idea how I would respond to that.
Yeah.
That was the biggest fear that eventually like built. And that's why I picked up all these, what I now know to be safety behaviors, which was basically ways of me trying to cover up my hair, like the balding crown, to avoid that happening, to avoid those fears happening. Yeah. And those are the things that actually like started to ruin my life.
Yeah. I mean, it creeps into this industry. For some unknown reason, you start losing your hair and you think, oh, people aren't going to trust me cutting the hair. Like, I've not even got a head of hair myself. And it's like, what difference does that make? Like,
yeah, I've heard that a lot.
It plays into the stereotype of you shouldn't get PT'd by someone who's overweight.
Yeah.
Not even taking into account the amount of knowledge they've got in their head. But on face value, people think, oh, you've not got a lot of hair. Like, how are you going to be able to look after my hair? And it's just, it's a strange old dynamic to get used to.
Never trust a skinny cook. Or
exactly that. Skinny chefs don't make good food. Yeah. So that's zero all over. That's just straight, no guard, closed lever on a zero. And it's a fresh look.
Yeah.
For someone that didn't want to go down the route of either cutthroat in the hair or bit raising the hair or foiling the hair, because I know we discussed it earlier, some people will get sensitivity if they use foil razors or go too close to the scalp. So, I mean, I know you've talked about this a lot. It's a very quick, easy,
this is the one,
maintainable look. Once a week, whip it off, out the door. Rich, you're rocking this yourself at the moment, aren't you? So it's like a lot of guys might like this. They don't want to go right down to the skinhead. Yeah. And I think it's a tidy look. But
I agree. Yeah, I was doing this for a long, long time. Yeah. This is the ultimate no fuss, no hassle.
Yeah. And it's not too harsh. If you're in like a corporate environment or something like that, you don't want to go rocking down to the skin.
Bit of character.
Exactly that.
I agree. No,
we're going to go short, obviously, today, just to get you your freshest that you can. But I think for some people out there, it's not a scary step to go from hair down to this, because the problem we have in the barbershop is the minute you say, I'll go down to a zero, people associate that with no hair.
Yeah, that's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I want to go bald, but not bald.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas you've got 3 different lengths you can go down to before you're even near shortness. And we're going to show that today, and we're going to talk about that today. But
it's a common thing actually when guys like take it off for the first time. A lot of guys will be like, right, let's go for like the grade 3 or the grade 2. But if you've
the
got
fuzz,
yeah,
the fluffy fuzz.
because again, they're like, well, I want to shave my head, but not like, I don't want to be like the bald guy.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? But often they find like, especially if you're thinning out like I am here. Well, thinning out. I mean, I've pretty much completed it, right? But you know, if you're, it kind of makes it look even more like visible, the hair loss when you go in that situation. But it's a good way to ease into it. Yeah, this is the absolute no fuss approach.
Exactly, no fuss.
Let's see what the.
Let's clearing up. We'll go down one more. We'll go down to mini clippers now.
Oh, so this is actually, they take it shorter than that, you reckon, do they?
Mini clippers will take it shorter than clippers. So it's
mini clippers.
Mini trimmers to mini clippers. Yeah, so you've got your big clippers, which will be for bulk removal, like your beards, your haircuts. And then your trimmers will be used on shape ups normally, beard trims, line ups on the hairlines and stuff. But yeah, you can use these in your hair, they'll cut through it, absolutely no problem. So you've got like it will be in zeros. So it will be 0, 0, it will be 000, 40, and the more zeros are, the shorter it's going to get. And then obviously you've got your cutthroats, your razors, or your foil razors, which will take it down to as close as it can physically
How many zeros are you rocking on that thing?
This will be 3 on this.
Okay, 3 zeros.
Yeah. So it's quite apparent when you find your channel and you talk to a person, you've got a bit of a passion for helping people. Where does that come from? Because you used to be a teacher, yeah?
Yeah, I was a teacher, yeah, at the time. Yeah, that's what took me out there initially. But I think, honestly, it's more so, you know, like I said, I was a young guy. I had goals, I had dreams, I had things I wanted to do, I had life, you know, like things were going so well. And then the impact that the insecurity of losing my hair had on me was so like profound that I just forgot all about those things, right? I forgot like who I was, what I wanted to do, you know, all that really self-confidence.
Sort of shook your world a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, which is like crazy because I never, you know, obviously you don't think these things until they actually happen, right? But it was so like mind-boggling. The one that it was that I talk about all the time was when I was, you know, I'm in this university classroom, which was before the hair stuff. Literally, I was having the time of my life in these classrooms. You know, a bit of a class clown, Jack the lad, talk to anyone, but really get stuck in. Also, like I was really there to learn as well. I was having a good time doing that. And then like I just turned into this hide at the back, be late, never talk, never show up, never do anything type of person, literally just because I was so insecure about someone noticing I was losing my hair, that after I got past that, I thought, well, I know for a fact there's going to be a ton of other guys that are in the same boat, like guys that have got so much potential and all this insecurity over their hair is stopping them doing that. And that's like the weird misconception. It's kind of hard to talk and judge. It's kind of hard to describe sometimes, but it's like everyone thinks it's the hair. It's like, oh, I can't do these things because I'm going bald. But it's not. It's the insecurity and how that changes you.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, use this word safety behaviors. It's all of that. It was, the hair had nothing to do with me not putting my hand up in class or not giving a presentation or not talking to people or not looking at people in the eye. Like the hair, the physical hair never stopped me doing that. No. It was me and how like insecure and afraid I was that stopped me doing those things. Yeah. So when I had that time when I was literally walking home from a day at the uni and I literally avoided eye contact, but I caught myself doing it for the first time with this like woman just walking down the street. And that was a weird sort of like, I caught myself do it and I thought like, what is going on? Like, what have I turned into? You know, because it was so far removed from the guy I was maybe a year before that, right? Pre-balding discovery. Yeah. So anyway, like after I kind of moved past it all, just reflecting on that alone, I was like, I just want to help. I know there's other guys in that situation where I was, where they're like stuck, insecure, but they got so much potential for more. Like whatever I can do to help them past that and see the light, so to speak, I've just got to do it. And I think when I was actually sort of doing that, just pointing guys in the right direction, maybe just helping them to reframe the whole hair loss thing a bit, just even like entertain the idea of like, maybe I can accept this and go like totally move past it. actually seeing that in practice, it was just like incredible, right? And
I think it's when
I've never stopped.
I think it's when you accept that no one actually cares about you. Strangers, for example.
Yeah.
Last time we met, we done a pretty outrageous haircut on you, really, wasn't
We
it?
did,
Like
yeah,
you wouldn't normally rock it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
We then went for a coffee afterwards. Not one person batted an eyelid.
No.
Whereas if I said to someone, I'm going to do this haircut on you, you think, no way I can walk out in public with this because everyone's going to laugh.
Yeah, annoying. It's one of those things you got to see it to like you got to live it to believe it, and I think that's the frustrating thing. Like if you haven't had that experience where you go out into the world with your hair loss like fully on display and just live your life, you can't see it. If that makes you don't know it, right? You still think like
exactly.
Oh, like but it's the whole thing of like I know I'm going around in circles here, but it's the whole thing of once you take it off and you see how you look, and you're like, hang on a minute, like this isn't. I could probably handle this.
Yeah. You might get a bit of stick from your mates. You might get a bit of...
Yeah, but you get stick from your mates for anything.
Exactly.
That's like how it works.
And that was the first thing that I noticed that I was missing with clients. Because I come from a family of bald heads. Dad's bald, granddad's bald, uncles are bald, brother was bald very early. It's very normalised for me to be around shaved head people. Even when I had hair, I'd scalp myself. In the summer holidays at school, zero all over, just because everyone in my family was. So for me, going thinner... Like I have conversations with people and they go, oh, you've got loads of hair. Why are you shaving it off?
Yeah.
Whereas in my head, I think, well, I know that is the final result. So
yeah, you want to know if you can handle it.
I'd rather get ahead of it.
Yeah.
I'd rather take it off, get used to it. And the biggest thing I noticed with my brother, as soon as he took his hair off when he was younger, he's not aged. Whereas I think if you go through the stages of trying to cover it and you're using all the enhancements and it almost ages you double as quick because you see the regression. You've got all this hair and it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner and it ages you. Whereas if you just accept it, whip it off, be confident with it, straight away you've got that, you become empowered almost. And then the way you hold yourself, people won't really say anything about it because, I mean, like moustaches, take moustaches for example. Just been to the coffee shop, the guy's rocking an absolutely powerful moustache.
Oh, the tattooed guy in there, yeah.
No one bats an eyelid. If I come to work with a clean shaven face and moustache, and I was a bit like, oh, not sure if I like this. Yeah. Straight away, you're going to get stick about it.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one to get used to, but
it's a pain point. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've obviously gone pretty deep on all this stuff over the years, like just to really, essentially for what it's my job, right? It's like helping guys move past it. And it's just so much to do, like you said, about how you frame it in your own mind, like how you perceive it.
Yep.
So it is, realizing that people don't care, but also like the main thing is realizing that you don't necessarily have to care about it. That's the bit that kind of frees you up from it.
Yeah, and I love social media. I think it's brilliant as a business tool and it's got good sides to it, but that side of it, there's no balance. No. There's no balance of like, you can go down this route if you want to fill your hair in, or you want to use enhancements. But there's nothing else saying like, build your confidence and then shave your head. Like you almost want someone like Gillette to come through with an advert, like stuff all them products, like pick up a razor and shave your head because it's too much leaning into like, you've got a problem. You need to. Yeah,
it's just even like the words, like, like if you're suffering from male pattern baldness, but the suffering isn't in the hair loss, in the physical hair loss. This is a thing that I keep drumming on about constantly. It's like, losing your hair doesn't remotely hurt physically in any way. It's all psychological. So even just like common sense tells you then that, if it's a psychological thing, I can probably deal with it psychologically, I
mean, you've even had it you've created videos empowering people to embrace baldness. And then companies have ripped off your video and gone, if you look like this.
It's mad, Yeah, no, I sort of like show it on camera like, mate, who cares? And then, all these like scammy little
Don't
companies.
walk around looking like this guy.
Literally, walking, because I did that little experiment, right, where I grew my hair out for like a year and a half.
Yeah, it was all tied up, wasn't it?
Yeah, filmed loads of videos for that, and they're like, you don't want to look like this. You need to
transplant right now.
Yeah, literally.
It's like not the one.
Yeah.
What do you think about this look? This is...
Okay, I can see it's taken a bit of that like tone out, right? Yeah.
So it's not too much shorter.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit tighter. It'll give you couple of days more extra growth, but even still, this is mini trimmers, and it's not you're not coming down to skin still.
No.
So and then removing that other barrier to entry of like, oh, I can't go shorter because it's going to be down to skin. You've still got shadows, but this is. I know you spoke to some people that do SMP and stuff on your channel.
Is that what they go with a lot of this? Do they?
There you go. Because a lot of guys, the reason people go shorter and shorter and shorter is to eliminate the contrast.
Yeah,
especially with someone like yourself, the hair you've got around the sides is still thick, isn't it? So even shaving it, you get that shadow, and that's what my brother hates it. My brother he'd rather go bald completely all over.
Yeah,
just skin it. So it's almost getting people to know that they're better off going shorter than leaving it longer, because like, I'm getting it now on mine. You're getting dark patches where it's starting to thin out. So going shorter actually makes it look better. Whereas in your head, your fear is, oh crap, I can't go short. But I like it. But again, this is, if you want something you can do at home on a weekly basis, your trimmers or your clippers, this is a game changer for most people.
Yeah, this
keeps
is
it
like
tidy.
Yeah,
keeps it smart. Like you say, rocking your beard.
I say it's a good option for people if, like you said, get irritated. They don't want to wet shave.
Yeah, and I've got some customers that have that. They can't use the foils or wet shave because it takes it too close almost, and they come out in little ingrown hairs and spots. So this is as close as you can get with minimal irritation at all.
Yeah,
and it's a strong look. I think it looks good. But we're going to go again. We're going to go down to foils. So this is as close, if not closer, than what you get with a wet razor, unless you're going against the grain. If you can handle going against the grain of your hair, then a wet razor is going to go cleaner and it's going to cut the hair at a nicer angle. But the foils, you can sit in front of your TV and
foil away.
That's what my old man does. He sits there just shaving his head at night, because it all catches it inside. So it's less mess. You haven't got to get all foamed up or gelled up, and it's
convenient. They are convenient. Yeah. If your skin can handle it, they are convenient.
And
there's no denying.
I know you're rocking electric razors quite a lot at the moment.
Have been literally just for that convenience. Yeah, before I jump in the shower in the morning or in the evening, whatever. 2 to 3 days, I just get it off and
nice. Big community, like we said earlier, 222,000 subscribers. What do you think has built that community to the strength it is?
I'd say without a doubt, it's just the sharing in the what am I saying there? Common struggle, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I think men that are there to be like reassure other guys who are in that fight, in that struggle of like, me, honestly, like, I'm on the other side of this. Trust me, you're just afraid. You know, a lot of the stuff you're feeling now is fear. There's light at the end of this tunnel. You know, there's another side to this where you can totally move past it. It's a good feeling. It feels good to be on the other side of that. And the part of that, part of feeling even better about it is coming to places like the channel, diving into the comment section to respond to guys and that are like, I can't do this. I'm going to look so ugly, or like, help me, I'm losing my hair. You know, and there's so many guys that are like, who, like I said, are on the other side of it in there that get it. They totally get it. You know, and I think it's just that sharing in that common experience, but it's just such a positive feeling, like on the other side, like I said, it's just all around like a feel good place. And I think, you know, it's been going for enough time now that guys will, a lot of the messages I get, you know, they're like, hey mate, you know, been following the channel for years, you know, just about ready to shave it off, or I've just shaved it off or whatever. And they're like, you know, all the stories, thanks to all the guys, they really helped me out as part of, you know, the way I feel now. Can I come on the channel and share my own experience? And obviously I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. So it's just a beautiful thing like that, where guys have like, they come into the channel, they've seen the stories, they've seen, you know, maybe the course, they've been through all of that, and it's helped them to the point where they're now kind of free from all that struggle. And they feel so kind of like good about it, they want to give back as well. And I think it's just a lot of that over the years has really, really helped build it up. And it is like a family, you know?
Well, I mean, up until recently, it's kind of never been normalized for guys to be vulnerable, is it? And when you first start losing it, it's like, you've got that vulnerability and you don't want to talk about it, so no one speaks. So I think what your platform, what your channel has done is it's created this community of guys that think, oh, you're going through the same thing I'm going through. Like,
yeah.
it is normal to feel like this. I can like wear my heart on my sleeve a little bit, and I've noticed that when I've been in the comment section on your channel and stuff, that it's a lot of like-minded guys that are all some of them are pretty macho guys, but they've all got that sort of vulnerability that they weren't willing to share.
Yeah.
And then when they've met this group of people that are going through the same thing, they think, oh, right, I can relax now.
Yeah.
I can talk about this.
If you think about it, it's like guys sharing their story on the channel as well, or even in the comments section or on Instagram, or even just with me in an email or something. It's like, you got to remember, it's probably been one of their biggest insecurities that they absolutely at all costs want to avoid and not talk about. And now they're literally going on the internet and just bearing it all for the whole world to see. You know, it's a pretty incredible thing. And right from the get-go, like I said, from the first video I put out, that was apparent when, like I said, I had comments instantly, like just saying, thanks for talking about this. You know, I've been feeling the same way, or I'm struggling with the same thing. It's nice to know that I'm not the only one, because that is a factor of it, right? Guys feel like, oh, I'm the only one losing my hair. Like, no one, you know, my mates aren't losing their hair, or it can feel like that because everyone's out there trying to hide it, right?
Yeah, and it's something I'm sort of leaning into a bit in the industry now. And I mean, it could massively backfire and I could end up with no clients, but I'm leaning into going against the grain of the industry, because all of the magazines are perfect hairlines, thick, luscious hair, chiseled guys with absolutely banging jawlines.
Like me, yeah.
Exactly. But it's not it's not real.
No.
One, the images are photoshopped anyway. But two, on an average barbershop, they're probably 20 to 30% of your clientele.
Yeah. I think it turns clients off.
Massively.
Yeah.
And that's the issue you get, is as soon as someone starts losing their hair, instantly in their head they think, oh, there's no point in me going back to that shop, because they only want guys that have got perfect hairstyles. Whereas the people that come in and have their hair shaved are probably more loyal clients, because they're coming in once a week, twice a week. Like,
I think it's a bit like the gym, where like obviously there's a lot of fit, good-looking people in the gym that have been in there for years, and then you've got the newbie who's like, well, I don't want to go in there because it's full of like athletic, fit people, so that's not me. But actually, the only way to like get to where they want to be is to go, right?
So this is foils. This is pretty much as tight as you're going to get, down to skin.
Oh yeah, nice.
And you see what I mean about the colour? I mean, you know this on a daily basis anyway, but
we're down a few shades.
The coloration lightens.
Even with this pale magnificence.
So the darkness of the hair is now gone, so it then alleviates that shadow effect. So you're still going to get it. You almost get like the blue tinge of like your follicles now, which is why some people go down the SMP route. But like you say, I think this is the classic.
Yeah, this is just
rocking it with confidence. Look.
I don't question it anymore, but I used to, and that's not like I used to. I used to be like, every 2 days, got to shave it as much as I can. But again, that was because I was paranoid when it would grow out. Yeah. But again, just get the 0 on the sides, and that's the way past that.
Yeah.
But this to me, I ain't getting much closer than that. Not even with a razor blade, not at all.
I want to have a chat with you about your newest venture, because I won't try to talk to you while I'm doing your beard, because we'll end up shaving it off. So we'll have a chat, and then I'll do your beard off camera, and then we'll have a little wrapper. Yeah. So your newest venture is school?
Yeah, school.com. Yeah, the community.
So what's that involved for you? Is that a new path you're going down, or is it linking in with your Baldcafe stuff?
I think it links in. I mean, like all the information that I think a guy would need to be able to get past their own hair loss struggles, if they're looking to accept it, if their Google searches, how do I accept this? How do I move past it once and for all? You know, a lot is on the YouTube channel, but I really wanted something more like intimate, hence the school community. So I wrote and filmed an entire like step-by-step course. It took me about 6 months, and that's in the community.
Yeah.
So all the guys who are like going through that course that are like looking for that total acceptance are in there, as well as guys who are on the other side. So in there, like I said, we communicate, we chat, we do calls on Zoom, because, you know, a big key to this, and step 2 in the course, is actually being able to hear yourself. Like what you're saying. So me back then, when I was in my chair, like, oh, I'm so ugly, I'm gonna, like, my life's over. Like, I was just thinking that in my own head, and so I felt like it was real. But actually, saying it out loud to someone, I'm like, yeah, my life's over because I'm going bald. And actually being able to hear yourself say that, it allows you to question it, like, but is it? But is it? You know, it allows you to look at it from a different perspective. So I really wanted a more intimate thing other than just like the comment section. And so, yeah, that is the school community. And the idea is, it's like a monthly thing that you pay to come in. But the good thing about that is you come in, the whole premise of this, come in, get the help you need, move past it, and then get out and go live your life. You know, none of this like lifetime.
You know, people lolling in like that.
Yeah. I just want you to get in, finally take action on it, get out, and go live your life, and never worry about this again. So I really felt like the school community was a big part of that, the best thing I could do. So yeah, mate, we're in there, and you're in there.
Yeah, I was going to say I've been floating around in there for a few weeks now. And the biggest thing I've found is it's a more personal connection to you directly.
Yeah,
because YouTube is like this big pond that you're trying to navigate around, and you see these people, and you almost build a connection with the person. Like I followed Casey Neistat for years, and you almost like you feel like you know him.
Yeah,
but the chances of talking to him are impossible. And I think that's the kind of, not problem, but some of the issues you can get from YouTube is you watch a thing, but there's no point commenting because you're not going to answer it. You're good at answering people in there. But I think the main difference with school is you've got a direct line to you. You're very active in there. You're talking to people, and it does create what we was talking about earlier, that community of people that are more a group of mates rather than just...
And it's a really good point, and it also facilitates guys just being real. That's what it takes, being real, being honest. And let's be honest, we don't all want to do that in the comment section on public videos. No, but actually in there, because every guy gets it. You know, guys feel comfortable. You know, there was that recent one, the guy asking about dating and stuff like that, just saying how he really feels. You know, which is hard to do just on an open like internet comment section. So in school, I found that as well. Guys are willing to actually be real, which I think what it takes.
And I think you've nailed it in this. You're covering a lot of different things. You've got obviously the classroom where you've got your course, where you're delivering your education on there. Yeah. But then there's different rooms, like you say, dating, fashion, general chat. Like, and it allows, the thing I love about school from what I've seen so far is it allows everyone to do what they want in there. You can almost create your own little pockets of, oh, this is what I want help with. Yeah, and you put a poll up, put a post up,
definitely, or something. Get a real opinion, and it's all sound blokes in there as well. You know, because guys are only in there because they want to be in there. You know, they're not just there because they're bored or frustrated.
It eliminates some noise. YouTube is, you get a lot of haters. You get a lot of people like boycotting your channel, whereas people are only in school because they want to be in there. So you might get a bit of a contradicting argument, but it will still come constructively.
It's a helpful one. No, I'm buzzing for it, mate. It's been great, and great bunch of guys in there. I'm really hoping that will do a lot to help people like finally get over it. You know, like I said, a lot of people on the channel watching it for years and years. I really feel like the community is it's the best thing you're ever going to get, to like someone essentially doing all the work for you. You know.
So is that the passion? You're going to try and grow that?
Try and grow that. And then I got this book as well, which is like, I mentioned the course, and that's like the whole 10 steps, but also, you know, so many amazing stories have come through the channel over the years, and my own story. I wanted to create a book that a guy, even as insecure as they feel over losing their hair, would feel good enough to walk into a Waterstones, pick up this book, and that's the answer to like them, again, finally just moving past it and getting on with their life and doing all the amazing things that they want to be doing, because that's what it's about.
Just like the holy grail of hair loss.
Of accepting it. You know, if that, like I said, if that's your Google search, because that was mine. You know, eventually I was like, right, I've got to accept this, and I've got to just totally move past it. I don't want hair loss as a thing that lingers on in my life for years on end. I want to be done with it. Then Baldcafe, and like I said, this book, I wanted that to be the answer to that, you know? So, man, here we are.
So we're back in the room. We cut away from the pod just for a sec, just to tidy up the beard. I didn't want you chewing on too many hairs or the noise of the clippers taken away. But this is the final look. We've gone foils on the head, gone as tight as we can, took it right down, and then gave the beard a good tidy up, grade one all over, left the tash looking powerful, and then just created a little taper just to fade down into the beard to just help blend that into the top of the head. And then we give them a little bit of detail along the cheeks just to strengthen that jawline, along the back of the jaw, along the cheeks.
Yeah, here, right, and here.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just to connect in with the tash. So it's, for me with haircuts, it's all about drawing attention to where you want it to be drawn to. So
that's the tash, right?
The tash.
My biggest asset.
Exactly that. It frames your face. So you could have left it natural. There's nothing wrong with it sitting natural, especially this length is still going to be tidy. But by having that little bit of definition along the side, it just strengthens it that little bit more of a distinctive look. And I think you're rocking it.
Thank you very much, mate. No, it looks, I'm impressed. Thank you very much.
We'll see what the guys think. But it's been an absolute pleasure
thanks for
having
having
me. I appreciate you coming down, kicking off the pod,
My
christening
pleasure.
in the chair.
Yes.
So where can guys and girls find you if they're looking for you on?
Yeah, best place, the biggest one, Baldcafe, at Baldcafe on YouTube. Same on Instagram. And for those who want to go deeper and really, like I said, end that insecurity, search Baldcafe on school.com. It's best places. Cheers, man.
Best of luck with school.
Thank you.
Best of luck with the book.
Yes.
And we'll catch up very soon.